Welcome back to Real Florida Magazine.
Welcome back. Here today with Covenant Hospice. We just enjoyed some conversation with Jennifer Griffin and now with Amy Riley. Amy, just about brand new to Covenant. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's your first appearance, and I know that you're nervous, and so we said let's just go ahead and do a short one with you and kind of get you used to the process. So thanks for being here. Thanks for coming over with Jennifer today.
Thank you for having us. I'm really excited to be here.
How did you get involved with Covenant?
I've been in healthcare for the past 5 years. I've previously worked at a nursing facility in Mariana and doing admissions and marketing there. And Covenant has always kind of been one of those organizations I really liked working with. I liked volunteering for them. So when I heard that the position for provider relations rep was open, I just decided to apply for it, and I think it's a really good fit for me, and I'm a really good fit for Covenant. So it's been really good so far.
So you actually volunteered before?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's huge, and it's not an unusual story. We find many people who work for in this case, Covenant Hospice, who actually were volunteers. Nobody had to sell you on the value of hospice or what they did or how to deal with people. And coming from the healthcare field already and dealing with all of that, sounds like you were a perfect fit.
Thank you. Hospice has always kind of had a special place in my heart because my grandmother, when she passed away, we had hospice. They provided wonderful services to our entire family, making sure that she was comfortable, and then also any kind of need that the family had. They were really there for us. So hospice in general just has a really special place in my heart, but I really love Covenant because of all that they do for our community.
Now, you mentioned your job titles. Tell me that again.
Provider relations.
Okay, and what does that exactly mean?
I go to the hospitals, the skilled nursing facilities, doctors' offices, just make sure that they know about our services, what we provide, just provide education to them so that they can help their patients make the best choice when it comes down to deciding on hospice, whether or not they want it and what organization to go with.
What's the biggest challenge at this point? You were a volunteer. Obviously, you were interested in the hospice umbrella. How have things changed? How has your outlook on hospice changed, if at all, with this new role?
It's actually, I already knew that hospice was a wonderful thing and that Covenant was a great organization, but being even more involved in it now, I'm just amazed at everything that Covenant does. I just didn't even grasp the entire spectrum of everything that we do. Covenant is such a wonderful organization, and one of the biggest things for me is that we do provide indigent care. That was always really tough when I worked, in other aspects of healthcare. There are so many different, insurances, and they want to charge people these astronomical amounts, and I just love that Covenant is there to provide anyone care, regardless of your payer, whether you can pay or not. We're truly there, and it's a company that has heart.
Wow, well said. You're natural for the job, it would seem. Now, do you do the outreach events at the hospitals and the nursing facilities and all of that stuff? So you're out there basically spouting the gospel, if you would, of Covenant Hospice.
Yes, I am. Along with our volunteer manager, Donna, who we've mentioned a few times today, we go and do events and just try to stay involved in the community and just whatever we can do to help out. I know that there was recently a child in Bonifay that was in an ATV accident, and he passed away, and we're trying to work with the school systems there just to be able to provide bereavement for those children. That wasn't somebody that was on our caseload, it wasn't a patient, but it's a need that one of our local communities has, and we just want to be there for them and help in any way that we can.
That family were friends of ours in a tough situation. Mm-hmm. Thanks for being here today. I know it was a little outside your comfort zone, and you've answered this question already, but what's the best part of being in your role now, doing the job you're doing for Covenant?
Just helping people, just knowing that we're making a difference in people's lives, and especially at the most important time of their life. That's something that everybody's going to go through at some point, and it's not easy to talk about. It's not easy to deal with, and I think just knowing that we're there for the patient and their loved ones, it really means a lot, and it just kind of makes a difference in my life. So.
Marketing, advertising, public relations, all of that as it pertains to the health provision field is definitely a specific industry unto itself. Did you think coming out of school and being interested in the marketing and all that you would end up in the health field? And if so, did you actually go towards that on purpose?
Yeah, my dad is a pharmacist. My mom did medical transcription. My husband's a pharmacist. So I'm kind of surrounded by healthcare, and I always have been. So I think it's always been kind of something that I'm not clinical, but just being in the healthcare field and helping has always been something that I've wanted to do. So.
Yeah, and I would think that having an understanding of the insurance industry through all of those contacts, it's so often easy to paint the insurance industry as the bad guy. It's very easy sometimes to expect more of the insurance industry than what it was designed to do. And so in your position now, it seems like that would be a benefit. That would be a plus in your working with people and being able to explain to them how all of that works, because that does get pretty, it is a slippery slope at the end of that day.
Right. And I learned a lot about Medicare and Medicaid when I worked at the nursing home, so that has really helped me a lot. And I think that I have such a good grasp on it. It's easy for me to explain it to people in a way that they can understand and not be too technical with it, because I do understand it so well. So, I like to be able to help people, patients, their families understand their insurance and how it's going to work, so that they'll know what they're looking at in the long run.
Well, again, I appreciate you coming on today, and welcome, even though you've been around for a few months. Please consider coming back on some kind of a regular basis and keeping us up to speed on what's going on with Covenant in general. But I think that the bigger story there is talking about insurance issues and how those are affecting us across the board. Obviously, your perspective from that hospice side right now, but I would imagine that over time it might be it would make for good conversation to talk about what's going on in health provision as it relates to the industries and insurance specifically. So consider that an open invitation. Feel free to come back anytime.
Of course. Thank you so much.
And thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Here today with Covenant Hospice right now with Amy Riley, just about brand new to Covenant Hospice. You're going to be seeing more of her, as well as Jennifer Griffin. Don't forget their upcoming Mariana Mistletoe Market, November 19th, 20th, and 21st. Lots of opportunities to find out more about hospice, Covenant Hospice in this case, that website on the screen right now, and we'll be right back.